Hi, so I went to the comic shop after work this week, after today. Oh my God, it's been so warm in the UK this week, but we don't get nice hot weather. We just get really, really hot weather because we're not used to it. And of course, we are very crap at having air conditioning in because, like I said, we're not prepared for hot weather because it's not something we're used to rain and wind and sleet and snow and all the good stuff like that. So yeah, it's been torturous this week. And I had a horrible day at work, so I was in a real pissy mood at the end of the day today. So I thought, right, I'll get the comic shop out of the way. I'll go in today. I'll just chill for an hour in the comic shop. I chilled for 2 minutes. It was so unbelievably hot in the comic shop. I felt so bad for the people working there. You could just see the sweat pouring off them, and you don't want to be in a comic shop with a lot of comic readers. So I was literally in and out. Just picked up. I had a quick scan of the shelves, picked up my comic list. It wasn't that big set. It was expensive though because there was one very expensive um, comic what I got. And even though it's not a huge amount of comics, it's a variety of publishers. So you'll see why I mean in a minute. And one of them is a blast from the past. A set of comic companies like representing classic stories of this particular character. So without further ado, we shall have a look at the comic. So first up, of course, is Absolute Batman. I love that cover. So the usual gang of idiots are back on the comic. So you've got Scott Snyder, Nick Dragotta, and of course Frank Martin on colours, and Tom Napolitano on the lettering. I mean, look at that splash page. It's just amazing. I've mentioned it before, I think, about how, especially on Threads, my local comic shop now has become so, it's wonderful. It's become so comic focused. Whereas initially, after lockdown, when everything opened up again, the comics were the smallest part, ended up being, it's quite tragic in a way. The comics were the smallest parts of the comic shop. They just seem to be pushed to one corner, and things like Funko and all the chat skis and gifts and stuff became the big thing. Whereas now, with the seriously, since the absolute titles have come into popularity, and through people posting about them on TikTok and other places, comics are thriving again. It's wonderful to see. It's just transformed the shop. It's gone back to how it was back in the glory days, but even better. So there's just walls and walls and walls of graphic novels. They always have and are always selling out of the DC compact comics. They literally have the biggest selection I've seen of those. Just cover another wall. They've got all the omnibuses in, Epic Collections, DC Finest. They keep on selling out to the absolute finest hardcovers and softcovers, and now they have all they're always going to have in stock all the printings of all the absolute titles, and at retail price. They're not going to hike the price up for them. They're going to be they're basically having a fair play policy for the absolute titles. So it's just wonderful seeing all these young readers. There's lots of kids in the kids come old, kids in the teens and early 20s buying not just the absolute titles, but evolving from that. Obviously these are the core main titles, but they're trying other stuff. They're trying Image, they're trying the other DC ones. The comic shop did say that Marvel just is not really selling at all, apart from when they do like the one or two like anniversary specials, etc. But Marvel it's just stagnating. But that's another story. But move on to my next issue. So the next up, I love this cover. Bleeding Heart. So he's now got a golf ball in his head. I adore this comic. So it's by Dennis Camp, Stefan Morian, and Stefan Bartolik. Just a wonderful, wonderful comic. If you can have a warm-hearted story about zombies, this is it. I just adore this comic. It's just perfection. And then another one that I'm really enjoying from Mariko Tamaki and Francis Nachulpan. I think it's Francis, is it? But anyway, I can't be bothered looking for the titles. It's Barbara Gordon, Breakouts. I'm really enjoying this prison drama. Issue 4 now. The artwork's really, really nice. It's great. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. if I'm repeating myself, it's because I'm really tired and it's hot, and that's why I'm behind the camera, because I'm a sweaty beast today. But yeah, this is so good. If you've not been trying it, I do recommend giving it a try. It's a really good comic. But one that's really got me excited: the return of Batman and Robin by Mark Waid and Chris Samney. This one now, it's called Year One Dynamic Duos. That cover is just timeless. I think you'd be hard pressed to find a better looking book, to be honest. There's just something so satisfying about Chris Samney's artwork, especially with the colours of Matt Lopez as well. It's just really, really nice. And as in with the first series, Chris Samney is also doing a co-plotting with Mark Waid, sort of fleshing out the ideas themselves. They did it like that in the first season as well. But even the lettering's a pleasure to read. Yeah, cannot wait to dive into that. And then one which divides people: you either love it or it frustrates you. I love it. I know Comic Patrol gets very frustrated with this because it's not the Firestorm that he wants. I enjoy it. I like both aspects of Firestorm, and the art's beautiful. I'm going to be sad when it finishes at issue 9. It's by Jeff Lemire and Della Torre on the artwork. And I love how they do these flashbacks in like this retro style. Yeah, I think it's great. Cannot wait as well to read that. And now we move on to the other publishers. So first off, from Titan. What's this, you say? A girl on the cover? Yes, it's Tank Girl. So what they're doing, they're representing some of the classic stories from Tank Girl because it's their anniversary. I didn't order the deluxe one, but they've put that one in my box. So initially I was going to say, oh, it's an extra $1 or so more. But I went for it because I just think that cover's really cool. It's got attitude and it's very, very high quality. So it's Tank Girl Summer Love Sensation, super special, summer special. They're going to be doing a series of one-shots through the year. There's another one coming out next month. So it's by Alan Martin and Gemma Hewlett. So it's the original creative team. And comics doesn't get much better than this. I adore Tank Girl. I adore Gemma Hewlett's artwork. There's just something really exciting about it. It brings back memories of reading Deadline magazine back in the 90s. Just wonderful, 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 chaotic punk comics. And I have to be quick with that page because there is nudity in this. So yeah, fantastic. And then one of my favourite series of the year, Of the Earth, issue 4, by Chris Condon, Charlie Adlard, and Andrew Eric on co-story juices with Chris Condon. This is one of the best horror stories I've come across in a long time. Very atmospheric. It's just cool as fuck. Really enjoy it. And one which is a complete left of centre pick. It's from Archie Comics. I put down that I wanted to get the Oni Archie series when it comes out shortly. So my comic shops basically try and touch by putting stuff related to it. So they did put this in my box, and I thought, what the hell? This looks crazy. It's just a one shot. It's Jughead Pymageddon. So it's by Dan Parent, as the regular classic Archie artist, but it's written by Tom King. And you know what? I think I'm going to really, really enjoy this. It looks great. I've always had a soft spot for Archie because back when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, Archie comics were really hard to find in the UK. For some reason, you always seem to find them at seaside places or if you went to a holiday camp or something like that. But apart from that, they're very, very thin on the ground. So yeah, I'm happy to read that. And this is a magazine I slated last time I read the copy because it left me very dissatisfied. But I flicked through this one. I'm going to give it a try. It's got 8 extra pages now. So it's Comics the Magazine. And it's actually got what disappoints me last time. It's actually got less adverts and much more interviews. So, and the covering things that I enjoy, different artists that I really enjoy. So yeah, I'm going to give it a shot this time. And Sean from the Comic Pals is doing a page in there as well. This is the one that set me back. This is the big one, but you get 232 pages. Heavy Metal issue number 6. It's funny, whenever I get Heavy Metal, I don't think I've ever got the same cover as what Geeky Hog. And by the way, do check out his channel and also Comic Patrol. And is it Mr. Matt Groovy as well? But do check out their channels, they're really, really good. They need, well, Geeky Hog doesn't need support, but the rest of us do. But as I was saying, whenever I get this, because Geeky Hog collects this as well, we never seem to get the same covers. So my cover is completely different to his. And to be honest, I don't mind which cover I get with Heavy Metal because each one's a gorgeous cover. This is beautiful. It's almost got like a peach momoko kind of quality to it, but with more of a high fantasy flavour. But they've not dropped the ball at all since the relaunch of Heavy Metal. I would like to get Heavy Metal Hurlant relaunched Metal Hurlant, but number one is really, really hard to find. So if I ever do find it, then I might start on that as well. But it's an expensive one to add to my collection. So I think I will just stick with this one because this is much more easy to get. So that's it for my weekly pull from a pull box. But there is going to be a few more videos to come tomorrow. I might do a review. Depends how much reading we get done. But there's definitely going to be a graphic novel haul. I've had quite a number of purchases on eBay, etc. So I'll be showing those. But I also got given from eBay quite a generous gift voucher. So I went a bit wild on Speedy Hen, my favourite place to get graphic novels from online. And because I got a huge, huge, huge discount, so I've got 6 graphic novels coming from them. And if they come tomorrow, then I'll do a live unboxing. So watch out for the new videos coming tomorrow. Like I said, there might be a review, but there's definitely some unboxings. So we'll see what else I'll think of. Okay, bye. Bye.